Hello all, welcome back. This is module number 2 and we are going to learn the chapter Albert Einstein at School. And we have already discussed the major characters in this story, and let us also have a look at the major places that is mentioned in this story. The first one is Munich, which is a German state, and Berlin is Germany's capital. See, a city in northern Italy named Milan. So, the first scene is set in a classroom. The narrative begins with Einstein being asked by his history teacher Mr. Braun about the year in which the Prussians defeated the French at Waterloo. Einstein frankly replied that he did not remember anything and he didn't see any point in learning the dates. Mr. Braun was amazed that Einstein did not believe in learning facts. According to Einstein, learning facts was not education at all. He thought that ideas were more important than facts. So Einstein was interested in learning the reason more than remembering the dates. Mr. Braun was shocked and furious. So he believed that Einstein had no desire to learn and was wasting his father's money. He told Einstein that he was a disgrace to the school and ought to be ashamed of himself. The teacher suggested Einstein to call his father to take him away. So Einstein felt miserable that day and he wished his father would take him away. So he hated the slum violence there. Einstein had no comfort in his quarters. The atmosphere was bad as the landlady used to beat her children regularly, and every Saturday her husband, a drunkard, used to beat her. The only comfort for Einstein was when he played his violin, but that was also stopped by this landlady because its sound disturbed her. So altogether, everything in that place was miserable to Albert Einstein. So Einstein shared his pain with his friend Yuri. Yuri tried to convince by telling him that he was at least lucky enough to have his own room. Yuri also told Einstein that he was sharing a room with students who were not civilized at all and they fought with each other. So Yuri was the only friend that he had. And after a while, Einstein talked with Elsa. So she used to visit Einstein occasionally, though she lived in Berlin where her father had a business. So Elsa, after hearing all the problems of Einstein, tried to counsel him. She told him that she knew a lot of boys who were more stupid than him and they all had passed the exam. She counseled him to continue his studies in the school. Einstein explained his helplessness by saying that he was no good at learning things by heart. He was reading a book on geology, which was not even a part of his diploma. Still, he was studying it because he liked it. So, apart from books on science, his only comfort was playing his violin until this landlady asked him to stop. So, from this first part of the story, we come to know about the problems faced by Albert Einstein and what he thought about education. So, he loved to think about the ideas and reasons rather than rote memory or rote learning. So, the other interest apart from education was music or playing his violin. So, let us see what happens to Einstein later in the next module. Thank you all.